Hi, you guys. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another market update. I appreciate all of you watching these videos every week. I try my best not to make them the same every week, but sometimes the market just doesn't do enough for me to give you more information. But I do try to weave in bits and pieces of other things that are important to know about the Phoenix real estate market or things going on in Phoenix in general. So I hope that that helps you. But anyway, I'm back with another update this Monday, and if you're new here, I'm Caitlin McKegg. I am a real estate broker here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, and on this channel, I provide information about the Phoenix real estate market, buying and selling tips, and home tours, and a bunch of other things. So welcome. Please subscribe. It's Monday. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and come back every week. I would love that. So, all right, let's talk about the Phoenix market and what's going on. One thing I wanted to talk about is foreclosures. So I haven't heard anything in a little bit about foreclosures, but every now and then I get the question of, is this forbearance situation going to turn into a foreclosure crisis? And are there going to be a bunch of homes flooding the market where we can swoop everything up and have a great opportunity to buy a bunch of foreclosures? No. And let me give you some numbers here that help you understand why. So our pre-foreclosure activity right now, this is going to sound scary, brace yourself, is up 139% since July. But as we all know, if you only look at percentages, you don't know the full story. And so 139% sounds huge. But when you're coming from such a low number, 139% is not much of an impact at all. So our pre-foreclosure numbers are still low. They would have had to increase by 7,200% in order for us to compare to the levels in 2008 and 2012. So an increase of 139% is not huge. Do not be misled if you hear that in the news or on some clickbait of some sort. 139% is still pretty much nothing in terms of pre-foreclosure activity. And keep in mind, in the state of Arizona, if a house is in pre-foreclosure, there's still an opportunity for that seller to sell the home or get it back into good standing before it goes into foreclosure. So got a little ways to go, even if it's flagging as pre-foreclosure. So just wanted you guys to know that there's not even enough in forbearance to trigger any sort of increase by 7,200% to get us to foreclosure homes. So that's a story as it goes with foreclosures. Another stat I wanted to share today is our MLS sales in Phoenix for 2021. We're on track to beat the year of 2005, which has held the record for all of these years as the most sales in Maricopa County in the MLS. So this year we're on track to beat that. I'm pretty sure we will by the end of December. When we get to that point, I'll give you the number of how many sales went through the MLS this year, but needless to say, it has been a very, very busy year in real estate here in Phoenix. So those are two little updates I wanted to share with you guys today. Also wanted to talk about our favorite supply and demand, prices, and Cromford market index, as I talk about every single week. So if you're new here, the Cromford market index is an index that is created by the Cromford report, helps us understand supply and demand. If the index number is above 110, we're in a seller's market. And if it's below 90, we're in a buyer's market. So today we're sitting at 365.4. If I remember correctly, I think we were at 358 last week, somewhere in there. So then we've definitely gone up. As I've mentioned, we've been continuing to move towards a seller's market lately. Talked about this last week. And for a while, we were just kind of hanging tight. And now we're moving back towards the seller's market, largely because our demand factor continues to increase and our supply is not moving. This time of year, we don't get a whole lot of new supply on the market anyway, but typically our demand doesn't also increase, but it has been. So that's what's going on. We're sitting right now with our demand at 123, which means it's 23% above normal demand, and our supply sitting at 33.7, which means that we're about 64% below normal for supply, or 64% below the number of homes that should be on the market for us to have a balanced market, in other words. So not much is changing with supply. We've been hanging around that 33, 34 number, but demand continues to increase. I've talked about the reason for this largely being investor purchases, we believe, but we'll continue to see how that shakes out after all these homes close throughout December. So we're keeping an eye on that to let you know who is actually buying these homes and if it's largely investor population, but that's what it seems to be so far. So anyway, that's where we stand today. Not much new in terms of supply and demand. Certainly still in a very, very, very strong seller's market and continuing in that direction, which means that there is no hope for prices coming down in the next 3 to 6 months. So you can definitely continue to expect that here in Phoenix as far as our supply and demand factors sit, unless something catastrophic happens overnight. But even so, it does take a while for our market to shift in a different direction entirely. It'd be very hard to see anything change overnight with that. So anyway, that's where we stand today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. My contact info is in the description below. And if you are considering buying or selling in the Phoenix area, you can always reach out to me to discuss that process. There's a link in the description to set up a time to chat with me. So anyway, have a great week, you guys. I'll be back at the end of the week with another update video or an update about what's going on with Phoenix housing, home tours, all of that good stuff. So I'll see you guys later in the week. Have a great one.